Welcome back to another deep dive. Today we're cracking open the Brothers Grimm archives
Yeah.
to look at a story that I can pretty much guarantee you will never see on a lunchbox.
No, definitely not.
Or, a theme park ride, or really anywhere near a nursery school. It's called the Donkey Cabbage.
Right.
And honestly, this story has absolutely everything. We are talking about magic bird hearts that print money, teleportation cloaks.
Giants with terrible work ethic.
Yes. Giants, and as the title suggests, vegetables that turn people into donkeys.
It really is a wild ride.
Yeah.
And while the title sounds a bit ridiculous, the Donkey Cabbage, the story itself is actually a surprisingly complex narrative.
Oh, totally.
It's not just a children's story at all. It's a study in rapid fortune, profound betrayal, and a very specific, almost bureaucratic form of poetic justice.
Bureaucratic justice involving salad. I love it. Okay, let's unpack this for you. So our story begins with a classic Grimm protagonist. We have a young hunter. He's wandering through the forest. He's whistling on a life, just having a great time. The text actually says he has a fresh and joyful heart.
Right, he's the archetype of the pure fool.
The pure fool, exactly.
He has no skills yet, really, just a good attitude. And in the Grimm universe, that naivety is immediately tested. He encounters an ugly old woman who begs for alms.
Right.
Now, for anyone familiar with these tales, this is the standard morality test.
Exactly. It's like if you kick the old lady, you get cursed.
You do.
But if you help her, you usually get a cheat code for life. And our hunter, he passes with flying colors, he feels sorry for her, reaches into his pocket, and just gives her whatever he can spare.
No questions asked.
Right, he doesn't ask questions, he just helps. And because this is a fairy tale, that investment pays off immediately.
It does. The woman stops him and says, essentially, I'm going to repay your kindness with insider information.
A hot tip.
Yeah, very hot tip. She tells him to go to a specific tree where 9 birds are fighting over a cloak.
9 birds fighting over a coat. Just, standard forest behavior.
Completely normal.
Yeah.
She tells him to shoot into the flock. 1 bird will die and fall, and they will drop the cloak. And here is where we get the 2 magical artifacts that completely drive the plot.
Okay.
First, the cloak. It is a wishing cloak. If you put it on, you just wish yourself to a place, and you teleport there instantly.
Which is an incredible power on its own. I mean, that is the ultimate travel hack.
Absolutely.
But the second item is even wilder. The old woman tells him to take the dead bird, cut it open, find the heart, and swallow it whole.
Swallow whole, no cooking, no seasoning.
Just gulp it down.
Yeah.
And the payoff, she says, if he does that, every single morning when he wakes up, he will find a gold piece under his pillow.
It's the ultimate passive income.
Mm-hmm.
But notice the gruesome requirement here. You have to consume the magic to possess it.
It's very visceral.
It is visceral. In many cultures, the heart is the seat of the soul or the life force. So by eating it, he isn't just carrying a magic item around in his pocket. He is internalizing the wealth. It becomes part of his biology.
Wow. Yeah. So does he do it? You bet he does. He hears the birds screaming, shoots into the pile, the cloak drops, 1 bird falls. He swallows the heart, which, again, cannot be a pleasant texture.
Definitely not.
And he takes the cloak home. And sure enough, the next morning, he lifts his pillow, gold piece. Next morning, gold piece.
He has infinite wealth and infinite travel. He is set for life.
He piles up the gold until he basically thinks, what is the point of being rich if I just stay home?
Right.
So he grabs his gear and sets out to see the world. And this is where things take a turn. He walks through a dense forest and comes out into a plain where there is a magnificent castle.
And here we meet our antagonists. We have an old witch and her incredibly beautiful daughter, the maiden. They are looking down from the window. And the witch isn't just watching, she's scanning. She tells her daughter, look, that guy coming out of the forest, he has a treasure inside his body.
That is such a creepy line. Treasure inside his body, so she knows about the heart.
She knows exactly how it works. She says it suits us better than it suits him. And this dynamic between the witch and the daughter is really important for you to keep in mind.
Why is that?
Well, the witch is the mastermind. She's the driving force of greed here. She tells the daughter she has to seduce him to get the heart. And she explicitly threatens her. She says, if you don't obey me, you will be unhappy.
So the daughter is basically a pawn here. She's being coerced into this.
Precisely. She's not entirely innocent, but she is acting under extreme duress.
Got it. So the hunter arrives, and he enters the castle. And let's be honest, he's a young guy, he's rich, he sees a beautiful girl, he is immediately love-struck.
Instantly.
The text says he was so in love he thought of nothing else and just did whatever she wanted.
Which is exactly what the witch counted on. So they spring the trap. But here's the logistical problem. The magic is inside him.
Right, they can't just pickpocket him.
Exactly, they have to get it out. So the witch brews a potion. She gives it to the daughter, and she hands it to the hunter, saying, "Drink to me, my love."
And this is where we run into a very specific medical term from the text, an emetic. For those of you who skipped 19th century pharmacy classes, what exactly are we dealing with here?
Put simply, it's a vomit-inducing drug.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. They aren't poisoning him to kill him. They are inducing a violent purge to force his body to expel the heart.
Romance is officially dead.
It really is.
So he drinks the potion, gets violently sick, and vomits up the bird heart.
And because he is so besotted, or maybe just so delirious from the drug, he doesn't even notice. The daughter has to secretly snatch the heart away and swallow it herself.
That is incredibly unsanitary.
But effective.
But effective.
Yeah.
So now the daily gold piece stops appearing under his pillow and starts appearing under hers. And the witch collects it every single morning.
Yeah, you would think they'd kick him out now, but he is so blinded by love that he stays. He doesn't even realize the financial faucet has been turned off.
But the witch is greedy. She says, "We have the heart, but we need that wishing cloak too." Now, the daughter actually pushes back here. She says, "Let's leave him the cloak. He has already lost his wealth."
Showing a little bit of guilt, maybe?
A little bit. But the witch is furious. She says the cloak is a real wonder, and she absolutely must have it.
So they hatch another plan. The daughter stands by the window looking incredibly sad. The hunter asks what's wrong, and she says, "Oh, I'm just looking at the Garnet Mountain. The precious stones there are so beautiful. I want them so badly. But only birds can fly there."
It's a perfectly tailored lie. She knows he has the cloak, and she is manipulating his desire to be her hero.
And he falls for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
He says, "I will solve that heartache for you." He grabs her, wraps the clink around both of them, and wishes them to the Garnet Mountain. Boom, they teleport.
And once they are there, the witch's magic comes back into play. The hunter starts feeling incredibly heavy and tired. His eyes just won't stay open.
He puts his head in her lap and falls asleep. And this is the moment of total betrayal. She unclips the cloak from his shoulders, wraps it around herself, picks up a few garnets just to keep up the pretense, and wishes herself back home.
Leaving him stranded on a wild mountain, asleep, with absolutely nothing. No gold, no transport, no girlfriend.
Talk about a bad awakening. He wakes up, sees she's gone, and realizes what happened. He sits there in sorrow and heartache, just lamenting how great the treachery in the world is.
Yeah, he hits rock bottom.
But he doesn't have much time to mope because he spots 3 giants coming towards him.
This is a fantastic scene because it shows the hunter isn't just lucky, he is clever. He realizes he can't fight 3 giants, so he lies down and pretends to be asleep or dead.
And the giants stop to check him out. One of them kicks him and says, "What kind of earthworm is lying there?"
Earthworm.
Yeah. The second one says, "Just stomp him dead."
Talk about a close call. But the third giant, and this is the lucky break, says, it's not worth the effort. Let him live. He can't stay here anyway. If he climbs higher to the peak, the clouds will grab him and carry him off.
I love that. The giants are just too lazy to kill him. They essentially give him the escape plan because they can't be bothered to lift a foot.
Exactly. It's villainous arrogance and laziness combined. They just revealed the secret of the mountain.
So the hunter waits until they're gone, stands up, and climbs to the very top. And just as they said, a cloud descends, scoops him up, and floats him around the sky for a while. Eventually, it drops him into a large vegetable garden surrounded by high walls.
So he's safe, but he's trapped. And he is starving. He looks around, hoping for fruit, but all he sees is krautwork, cabbage, salad, leafy greens.
He's desperate. He thinks, well, salad isn't great, but it's food. So he finds a nice head of salad and starts eating. And this is where the title of the story comes in.
Right.
He takes a few bites, and suddenly he feels weird. He grows 4 legs, his head gets thick, he grows 2 long ears.
He transforms into a donkey.
But the funny thing is, the text notes that because of his donkey nature, the salad suddenly tastes delicious.
Right.
So he keeps eating. He's a donkey, but he's a hungry donkey, so he leans into the craving.
It's a very practical transformation. He finishes that head of salad and moves on to a different type of salad growing nearby. He eats that, and suddenly the reverse happens. He feels a change, and he turns back into a human.
So he is standing there, human again, and the light bulb goes on. He realizes he has found a weapon.
It's biological warfare.
It really is.
He has the bad salad that turns you into a donkey and the good salad that turns you human.
Mm-hmm.
He takes a head of each, puts them in his bag, climbs over the wall, and sets off. He is not just a victim anymore. He is a man with a plan.
He spends a few days searching until he finds the castle again. But he's smart. He knows he can't just walk in, so he browns his face, essentially disguises himself so even his own mother wouldn't know him, and knocks on the door.
He presents himself as a messenger of the king. He claims he's been sent to find the rarest, most delicious salad under the sun.
Which immediately triggers the witch's greed. She asks, "Who are you, countryman?" And he spins this yarn about having the salad with him, but the sun is wilting it.
The witch hears rare delicacy, and she can't help herself. She begs to taste it.
The hunter plays it cool. He says, "Why not? I have 2 heads. I will give you 1." And of course, he hands her the donkey salad.
The witch takes it to the kitchen. She is so gluttonous, she doesn't even wait to serve it. She puts a few leaves in her mouth right there. Bam, human shape gone. She turns into a female donkey and runs out into the courtyard.
But it doesn't stop there. The maid, the serving girl, comes into the kitchen, sees the salad bowl, and thinks, "I'll just have a little taste."
Bad move.
Very bad move. She eats a few leaves. Boom. Donkey number 2. The salad bowl falls on the floor.
Meanwhile, the hunter is sitting with the beautiful daughter waiting. She's wondering where the salad is. The hunter thinks, okay, the herb has probably done its work. He goes to the kitchen, sees 2 donkeys running around, gathers up the remaining leaves from the floor, and brings them to the daughter.
This is so cold.
Yeah.
He hands her the leftovers and says, "Here, I will bring it to you myself so you don't have to wait."
Wow.
She eats it. And immediately, she loses her human form and runs out into the yard as a donkey.
The trifecta is complete. The witch, the maid, and the maiden are all donkeys in the courtyard.
Now the hunter washes the brown dye off his face so they can recognize him. He walks out into the yard, looks at the 3 donkeys, and says, "Now you will receive the reward for your treachery."
This is the confrontation. They can't speak, but they know exactly who he is and why this is happening.
So what does he do with 3 donkeys? He ties them to a rope and leads them to a mill. He finds the miller and says, "I have 3 bad animals here. I will pay you to take care of them, but you have to follow my instructions exactly."
And these instructions are fascinating because they reveal exactly how the hunter used each of the women. It's a sliding scale of punishment. It's almost judicial.
Right. Let's break it down. For the oldest donkey, the witch, he orders 3 beatings a day and only 1 meal.
Brutal. He holds her fully responsible. She was the architect of his misery. She gets the maximum sentence.
For the middle donkey, the maid, he says 1 beating a day and 3 meals.
So she was complicit. She was part of the household that betrayed him, but she wasn't the mastermind. So she gets fed, but she still gets punished physically.
And for the youngest donkey, the maiden, his former love, he says 0 beatings and 3 meals a day.
This is key. He cannot bring himself to have her beaten. Even after she stole his heart, stole his cloak, and left him on a mountain to die, he knows she was coerced by her mother. He punishes her by keeping her as a donkey, stripping her of her humanity, but he spares her the physical pain.
So he leaves them there. He goes back to the castle, eats their food, sleeps in their beds. He is living the life. A few days later, the miller comes to report. He says, "The old donkey, the one who got only beatings and 1 meal, she's dead."
The witch is gone. Justice served, perhaps a bit harshly, but served.
Then the miller says, "The other 2, they aren't dead and they get plenty of food, but they are so sad that they are wasting away."
And here is where the hunter's character shines through again. He is not a villain. He hears they are suffering, and his anger evaporates. He feels pity.
He tells the miller to bring them back to the castle. He feeds them the good salad, the antidote, and instantly they transform back into the maid and the maiden.
The beautiful maiden falls to her knees immediately. She begs for forgiveness. She explains again, "My mother forced me to do it. It was against my will. I love you."
And she makes a very practical offer. She says, "Your wishing cloak is in the closet, and as for the bird heart..."
She offers to take an emetic, that vomiting potion again, to give that back to.
Which is a callback to how she got it in the first place.
Right. She is willing to undergo that physical purging to make things right. But the hunter stops her.
He does. He says, "Keep it. It doesn't matter. I will take you as my true wife."
And this is the twist ending. He doesn't need the heart back in his own body. By marrying her, they merge their assets. The gold appears under her pillow, but they share the wealth. The cloak belongs to the family.
And the text says they lived happily together until their death. Just like that.
It's a resolution that feels almost modern in a way. The wicked influence, the witch, had to be removed permanently for them to be happy. Once the source of the toxicity was gone, the hunter was willing to forgive the daughter's actions because he understood the context.
It is a surprisingly nuanced take on revenge. He had the power to keep them as donkeys forever. He could have sold them. But he recognized the difference between the abuser and the abused.
Exactly. He punished the mastermind with death, essentially. He punished the accomplice with labor. And he eventually restored the one he loved once he was sure the threat was gone.
But let's not forget, he did let her live as a donkey in a mill for a few days first, just to make a point.
A little therapeutic donkey time, just to ensure the lesson stuck.
So what does this all mean for us? Why does this story stick?
I think it's about the vulnerability of fortune. You can have all the luck in the world to cloak the heart, but if you don't have discernment, if you let yourself be manipulated, you can lose it all in a second.
And it's also about the tools we use to get back on top. Sometimes you need a little donkey cabbage in your back pocket. You need a way to turn the tables that nobody sees coming.
And notice that the hunter's true power wasn't the magic he was given by the old woman at the start. It was the magic he discovered himself in the garden when he was at his lowest point. The bird heart was a gift, but the salad was a discovery. He had to hit rock bottom, literally eating grass, to find the tool that would ultimately save him.
That is a great point. He had to become a donkey to learn how to not be a donkey, if that makes sense.
That is surprisingly profound.
I try. So, here's the question we want to leave you with today. We all have people in our lives who have wronged us, maybe not to the extent of stranding us on a garnet mountain, but still. If you had that salad, the one that could turn your enemies into donkeys, would you use it? Would you send them to the miller for a few days? Or would you just eat the good salad, turn yourself back into a human, and walk away?
It's a true test of character. Do you want justice or do you want peace?
Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.